How to drink water properly to avoid waking up at night. Urologist explains, here's a little secret most professionals won't tell you. Drinking plenty of water during the day might actually be making your nighttime bathroom trips much worse. Honestly, the exact times you choose to drink could be hurting your rest more than anything else you do. Over the years, I've seen thousands of folks, mostly men and women over 60, who came to the clinic feeling completely worn out, frustrated, and convinced they were dealing with a serious bladder condition. But the honest truth is that the vast majority of them just didn't know the right way to manage their daily water intake. Today, we're going to dive deep into a hidden issue that impacts your sleep, your heart, your kidneys, and your overall quality of life every single night. Back in 2019, a major study from Nagasaki University in Japan looked closely at this exact problem. As one of the most famous studies on nighttime urination, that had found that simply changing the times you drink your fluids lowered nighttime bathroom trips by an amazing 40% in folks over 65. 40%! That means no extra pills, no stressful surgeries, and no pricey procedures, just building a much smarter daily relationship with your water. Before we go on, I'd love to ask you a quick question. How many times do you wake up each night to use the restroom? Please leave your number in the comments below and let me know if you're over 60 too. Your story truly matters, and you'd be shocked by how many wonderful folks are dealing with the exact same exhausting routine. Today, I'll share the top 3 hydration habits you need to learn right now, starting with the basics and working up to the most life-changing tip. By the time we get to number 1, you'll learn a fascinating truth about your body and your bladder that most people miss entirely. Trust me, number 1 will really surprise you. It's the exact opposite of what you've been taught your whole life. So make sure you don't skip ahead. Habit number 3, stop drinking fluids before bed. Let's start with number 3. This tip surprises almost everyone who comes to see me for the first time. You see, your kidneys aren't just simple filters. They have a natural rhythm and change how they work depending on the time of day. During the daytime, your kidneys are wide awake and working hard, cleaning your blood and making plenty of urine. But as the sun goes down and your body gets ready for sleep, a special calming hormone called vasopressin starts to increase. This helpful messenger gently tells your kidneys to slow down, make less urine, and let your bladder rest for the night. This is exactly how our bodies are meant to work. The catch is, if you drink a big glass of water or tea in the 2 or 3 hours right before hitting the pillow, you overpower that helpful sleep signal. Your kidneys have no choice but to keep working while you're trying to sleep, filling up your bladder much faster than your brain can ignore the feeling. A neat study done in 2020 at the University of Toronto looked at 412 folks who struggled with nighttime waking. They found that people who simply stopped drinking fluids 2 to 3 hours before bed cut their bathroom trips from nearly 3 times a night down to just 1 or 2. That's a lovely 43% improvement. Another great study from the Netherlands in 2018 backed this up, showing that cutting back on evening drinks helped folks 60 and older reduce their nighttime urine by 38%. I remember one patient, a 8-year-old retired librarian from Texas named Susan. She was waking up 4 times every single night. She loved sipping herbal tea, water, and juice right up until bedtime. We set a simple rule. Since she went to bed at 10:30 p.m., her last drink would be at 7:30 p.m. Within just 3 weeks, she was only waking up once a night. She told me she finally felt like she had her life back. Now, age is a big part of this puzzle. Once we pass 60, our bodies naturally make less of that helpful hormone. In fact, researchers in Amsterdam found in 2017 that folks over 65 produce about 30% less vasopressin at night compared to younger adults. Because of this, even just 2 or 3 small glasses of water in the evening can be too much for your bladder to hold comfortably, whereas it wouldn't have been a big deal in your younger years. Please know this isn't a disease at all, it's just natural biology, and it's something we can easily manage. To try this tonight, just pick your bedtime and count back 2.5 hours. That is your cutoff for drinks. Set a soft alarm to remind you. If you need a sip, make it a tiny one, no more than 6 ounces. Make sure it doesn't have caffeine or alcohol, as both of those block your resting hormones and will definitely cause extra bathroom trips, regardless of how little you drink. This habit works incredibly well with tip number 2, because our second habit is all about what you drink, not just when you stop. What you're having before your evening cutoff might be quietly working against you. Next, we'll chat about some common everyday drinks that can sneakily irritate your bladder without you even knowing it. Chances are, one of them is sitting right on your kitchen counter today. Habit number 2, drink most of your water early in the day. Number 2 is where things get truly exciting, because this habit completely changes how you enjoy your daily water. Most folks I meet actually aren't drinking too much water in total. In fact, many are quite dehydrated. The real issue is the timing. They barely drink anything in the morning, have a little at lunch, and then try to catch up all afternoon and evening. This floods their system right when their kidneys are trying to wind down for the night. This habit is backwards for our bodies, and it's a huge reason why perfectly healthy older adults wake up so often in the dark. Let me explain how your body loves to work. Your kidneys handle water best when you are up, active, and moving around, which is usually between 7:00 a.m. and 2:00 p.m. During these morning hours, your blood flow and natural salt balancing systems are perfectly set up to process a lot of water. If you drink most of your daily fluids, which is usually around 6 to 10 glasses for most folks during this morning and early afternoon window, your kidneys clear it out beautifully. Your bladder will fill and empty normally while you're awake, and by the time evening rolls around, your body has already done all the heavy lifting. Whatever is left in your bladder at bedtime is wonderfully small. A wonderful 2021 study from a hospital in Seoul looked at 320 folks who woke up at night. They found that those who enjoyed 70% of their daily drinks before 2:00 p.m. saw a fantastic 47% drop in their nighttime bathroom trips after just 2 months. Meanwhile, those who just drank whenever only saw a tiny 9% change. Another helpful 2019 study from medical school in Tokyo showed that this morning heavy drinking routine lowered nighttime urine by 35% in men between 55 and 75. Let me share a story about Thomas, a lovely 1-year-old retired architect. He had been waking up 3 or 4 times a night for 2 whole years. He felt sure he had a serious prostate issue. While we did take care of a little prostate swelling, the real light bulb moment happened when we wrote down his drinking habits for 2 days. He was drinking barely a cup and a half of water before noon, and then gulping down nearly a whole quart between 6:00 and 9:00 p.m. We simply flipped his day around. He started with a nice big glass of water right when he woke up, sipped steadily through the morning, and stopped drinking completely by 7:00 p.m. In just 6 weeks, Thomas was only waking up once a night, down from nearly 4 times. Plus, his smartwatch showed his sleep improved by 28 wonderful points. For folks over 65, getting your water in early is incredibly important. As we get older, our natural sense of thirst gently fades away. This is a very normal change that researchers in California documented way back in 1992, and we see it all the time. This just means older folks often forget to drink in the morning because they simply aren't thirsty, and then they overdo it in the evening out of pure habit. Breaking this little cycle is one of the kindest things you can do for your restful sleep. Here is how you can start right away. Tomorrow morning, before you brew your coffee or look at your phone, enjoy a nice, full 8-ounce glass of water. Then, try your best to drink 2 more glasses before noon. You can even set a gentle alarm for 11:00 a.m. to remind yourself. After lunch, slowly start drinking less. By 5:00 p.m., just stick to tiny sips if you're dry. This amazing trick doesn't cost a dime, and you don't need a doctor's note for it. When you pair this morning routine with your evening cutoff from habit number 3, the results are just magical. Your kidneys get all the water they need early on, and then they get the gentle message to rest all night. But here is the big secret almost nobody mentions, and what I believe is the most life-changing discovery about nighttime waking in years. Habit number 1 isn't actually about when you drink or how much you drink. It's about something fascinating happening inside your body while you're fast asleep that you've probably never even imagined. So let's get right into it. Habit number 1, reduce salt and prop up your legs. Number 1, I'd love for you to pay close attention to this, because in all my years helping folks, this single idea has completely turned things around for more people than any other advice I give. Whenever I share this with patients, they always look at me with absolute amazement. Here is the big secret. For a lot of us, especially folks over 60, waking up at night isn't really a weak bladder issue. It is actually a trapped fluid issue. Here is what happens. During the day, if you eat a fair amount of salt, which most of us naturally do, eating well over the recommended amount without even trying water actually builds up in the lower half of your body, especially in your calves and ankles. This puffiness can be so incredibly mild you wouldn't even notice it's there. But the moment you lay down comfortably in bed at night, gravity stops holding that water down by your feet. All that hidden fluid travels back up into your bloodstream, makes its way to your kidneys, and gets sent right into your bladder. This is exactly why so many wonderful folks feel totally fine going to sleep, only to wake up with an urgent need to use the bathroom just an hour or so later. A truly amazing study from 2017 looked at over 300 folks and simply asked them to lower their daily salt intake by just a tiny bit. That small, easy change cut their nighttime bathroom trips by 25%. A follow-up study showed that when folks lowered their salt and also put their feet up in the afternoon, their nighttime urine dropped by an incredible 52%. That is a massive change for something so simple and completely free. This is where putting all our habits together creates absolute magic. When you drink most of your water before 2:00 p.m., you aren't loading up in the afternoon. When you eat less salt, your body holds on to less extra water during the day. And when you stop drinking early in the evening, your kidneys get to drift off to sleep with very little work left to do. These three gentle habits work beautifully as one team, creating wonderful results you just can't get from one trick alone. Let me share the story of Margaret, a sweet 6-year-old who had been waking up 4 or 5 times a night for over 3 years. She had tried medications and special exercises, but nothing brought her lasting peace. We found out she was eating way too much hidden salt, and her body was making almost 70% of its daily urine while she slept. This is a classic sign that her body was just shifting fluid at night. We helped her cut back on salt, asked her to rest with her feet propped up for 30 to 45 minutes every afternoon, and used our morning water trick. In just 2 months, Margaret was only waking up once or twice a night. Her nighttime urine dropped by 44%, and she actually shed happy tears at our next visit. Once we cross 60, this fluid shifting happens more easily because our leg veins aren't quite as springy, and our hearts don't pump fluid back up from our legs as forcefully as they used to. This is very normal aging, but it means we have to be a bit smarter. Here is your friendly action plan for today. First, take a week to just notice the salt in your food. Check your labels. The sneakiest places for salt are breads, canned soups, sandwich meats, and takeout. Try to keep it below 2,300 milligrams a day and closer to 1,500 if you can. Second, if you enjoy reading or watching TV in the afternoon, please prop your legs up for 30 to 45 minutes before dinner. Popping a nice, soft pillow under your calves works beautifully. This gentle rest allows your body to clear out that trapped leg fluid while you are still awake. That way, your bladder empties it out before bed, not at 2 in the morning. Finally, mix this with your morning water routine and your evening cutoff. The folks who stick with all three see truly wonderful, restful results. Now, let's bring everything we learned together. Tip number 3. Set a gentle rule to stop drinking fluids 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. Your hardworking kidneys really need that quiet time to wind down right along with the rest of your body. And if you are over 60, your resting hormones need that helpful buffer even more than they did back in your younger days. Tip number 2, drink most of your water early. Enjoy the bulk of your refreshing water before 2:00 p.m. This is when your body is naturally awake and completely ready to process it quickly, letting your bladder do its job while the sun is still up. Finally, tip number 1, the golden rule that changes everything. Eat a little less salt and prop those legs up every afternoon. This completely stops that sneaky, hidden rush of fluid from traveling from your calves to your bladder the second you tuck yourself into bed. Here is the most important thing I want you to take away today. Enjoying better sleep, a calmer bladder, and peaceful nights is absolutely possible for you, no matter how many candles are on your birthday cake. These aren't just tricks for young folks. They are natural, gentle habits that work beautifully because they support your lovely aging body instead of fighting it. Now, I would absolutely love to hear from you. Which of these three helpful habits are you going to try first? And what is your biggest frustration when it comes to waking up in the dark? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I lovingly read every single one, and your story might just inspire my very next video. If you found this friendly advice helpful, please click the like button. It really helps share this comforting news with other folks who are desperate for rest. Make sure to subscribe so we can stay connected, and please share this video with a friend or loved one who misses sleeping soundly. Remember, your body is certainly not broken. It was just waiting for the right, gentle guidance. And today, you finally have it.